The proven process you need to decide on next steps. Today's episode is sponsored by Billy Keels Advisory Services. If you want to learn more about how to make your 99 optional, just go to makeitoptional.com. Once again, that's makeitoptional.com. The proven process you need to decide on next steps is absolutely the episode for you if you have ever felt like you are over listening to podcasts, over watching videos, and at the same time, you're completely feeling stuck because you're overwhelmed and you don't know what is the next step to take or what is the first step to take. This one is a very brief episode and it's going to help you get unstuck because I am going to share with you the proven process that you need to either decide on your next steps or where to start. Like, this is going to get you unlocked. This is not going to take very long. And I'm going to give you the exact proven 3-step process that you need. Because much like I do here, I enjoy sharing because I don't want to recreate the wheel. I want to help you get unlocked sooner than it took me to get unlocked, right? And I was very fortunate. I was able to leave the corporate world at 48 and be able to continue to help other people to do so. And one of the things that I hear most commonly is, you know what? I don't know where to start, or I don't know what the next step should be or is or will be. And so that's why this very brief episode is going to help you to get unlocked, because I was stuck like you many, many moons ago because I was the recovering. Well, not at the time I wasn't recovering. I was just the perfectionist. I wanted to know every single formula, every single thing. I obsessed on or I obsessed over the theory of all the podcasts that I was listening to, of all the videos, the YouTube videos and the private groups and watching and reading case studies about other people and realizing what I could have done or should have done or will do or would do. And all of this information and all of this theory that I was taking in, the same question. There were so many things to do. I didn't know where to start. I literally didn't know where to start because I had so much going on in my mind and in the theory. And that was just in this beautiful potential side business. I'm not even talking about what was going on at home, right? Because that is the priority, was the priority, is, continues, and will be the priority. And what was going on at the office, which was providing the day, the lifestyle. I'm just talking about what was going on in the side business, the obsession that I had, the what I wanted to continue to do, because you've probably been there. But when you're just consuming, you're not taking action, that can lead to overthinking and frustration. And what I'm going to share with you today is the proven process that you need to decide on next steps or your first step, right? Because when I was going through this theory and all this perfectionist mentality, what I was wanting to really do, I wanted to be able to make more money because I saw that my boss at the time was doing that, and he was doing it through a side business, and he started to take more of the future into his hands, and I wanted to do the exact same thing. But the reality is I wanted to do it at the lowest possible risk and be as confident as possible when I took every single decision. That was just the reality, right? And so, but when I started thinking about all of this consumption of information, data, I started realizing, oh my gosh, I have so many choices. Actually, those choices, it became to be too many choices. And once I started taking a little bit of action, I heard about negative experiences from other people, and I had some not some positive experiences in maybe some of the small groups that I was in. And I thought, well, okay, well, I want to do this, but I was also feeling a little bit stuck. Like I wanted to have every single answer before I took the first step. And that's a very corporate mentality. You start to realize when you're outside of that corporate wall, you're using the same transferable skills to build and design the life that you truly want. You have to learn to navigate and take and make decisions based on imperfect information, right? It's just the reality. So when I was in that point, one of the things that I was very clear on is I didn't want to risk my livelihood, because working in the corporate was such a positive experience for me, having been able to earn more money than I ever even thought of, had the opportunity to travel around the world, had seen 80 different countries, largely thanks to corporate experience and sharing my time with the corporate employer. And at the same time, I was going through all this stuff, and I knew that, well, there's this perfectionist side of me, and I wanted to continue. Like, I either had a choice to make. I either was going to continue to do the stuff that I was doing and learning on my own, or I was going to get help. And the reason I was going to get help is because I started recognizing through a lot of these different groups that I was investing my own money in and also time to be a part of because I needed to change my environment. I knew it had to start there because I wasn't getting what I needed in the corporate surroundings. The family and friends that I was growing up with didn't have the experience or exposure that I was now experiencing and being exposed to. And I didn't feel comfortable talking to them. So I had to create my own space, right? And as I was doing that, something I really understood and I started noticing is that people that were moving much faster than me, they had this element of having someone who was there to guide them. So like a paid mentor, a paid coach. And what they were doing was moving faster than I was. They were having more results, not always positive, but they were having more experiences that were building to their curriculum. And so what I started realizing, and I'm going to share some things as part of this proven process, this very proven process that I've taken and I'm helping other people through as clients today. And the beauty of this is it's something that you can do on your own. Like the process, I'm just going to give you the process, right? Because I want you to be able to do it on your own. You're going to diagnose your unique situation and figure out what the right path is. But let me do the heavy lifting for you and give you the proven 3-step process, right? Would you be okay with that? Can I share that with you? Okay, I'm going to share that with you. So here's what I've realized is in order to figure out what the next step is that you want to take, or what is the first step that you want to take. First of all, without a doubt, and I cannot explain this enough. The first step that you have to do is you have to get clear. I like to say that you need to get quantifiably clear. That means to the point that you know what you are doing, why you are doing it, and for whom you are also doing this. Because very, very infrequently have I heard someone say why they want to do it without there being a name of a person attached to that, right? And so that's something you have to start out with, is you have to get clear. And because you are in a corporate role, there is also inherently within big companies, and I'm talking specifically around in big companies, highly paid people, highly visible people. And I see it with clients all the time. There is an excess of fat. And I mean fat that it's non-productive. You're just going through the motions. And yes, you want to be able to contribute, but contribute. Don't be busy. Be productive. And when you're understanding how you can be productive and overachieve against what the company wants your specific role to achieve for the company, you happen to be in that role, but the company needs the role to produce something, and you are in that role. So make sure that it's about understanding what does the company want you to do, get crystal clear on the company, approve and go beyond what your KPIs are, and the excess time, effort, energy, and effort, use that for yourself. Use that for yourself. You get the permission to be selfish because you're checking in with your company. And then lastly, once you've gotten crystal clear, once you've checked in with your company, or crystal clear, quantifiably clear is the first step. The second step is making sure that you are also understanding the company and the contributing to the company and overachieving against your KPIs, and at the same time being a little bit selfish. I'm going to give you some you get permission to be a little bit selfish once you are overachieving against your KPIs, because then you got to get to the third step of the proven process, which is you've got to start to create through revenue production. You must make money, and you've got to be able to do that in a way that is unique to you. That is a concept that you can actually take forward, that you can help others. Maybe you want to invest your way to your controlling your time, or maybe you want to build something because you don't have the capital that's maybe sitting idly in a bank account or somewhere else. And so you're going to build something from scratch. You're going to contribute to society to solve a problem and do that in a different way, right? And these very simple 3 proven steps, that's exactly what helped me and is helping others to take not just the first step, but the clear next step. Be decisive. Being decisive on what that is, right? And so I got to tell you up front, when you are starting at this, or once you start building momentum, you are going to feel like you're cheating on your employer. I don't want you to feel that way. So I did an entire episode about this. It's just go back into the archives. If you've never listened before, go check out episode 420. Can you believe it? We are way over 530 episodes at this point in time, but go back into the archives, 420. And that's going to help you deal with what you can feel when you feel like you're cheating on your employer. You're a faithful person. You're not cheating. Check out the episode. Check out 420. It's going to help you get unstuck. Because at the end of the day, when I think about where I was and understanding of the next steps, it took me such a long time, but I finally took steps. I didn't take my first action, let's say real action, going from theory to practice. It took me 5 years. 5. I don't want that for you. Right? But that's not the most powerful part, because once you follow this process that you need to decide on your next steps or your first step, what you will soon realize is, because what I realized is by following that process, I was able to do a couple things. And this was not perfect, right? Let me be very clear, not perfect. But following this process had helped me to feel like I was reducing the risk and also increase my confidence. And guess what? This part is replicable because I'm helping clients do the exact same thing today. Feeling more confident, taking more decisive action, and doing it in a way that is lowering the risk, right? This is what it's about. And so that's the three-step process that I wanted to share with you. And hopefully you've understood through my own experience that this is possible for you if you're feeling stuck. If you know someone who's feeling stuck, for goodness sakes, please share this episode with them. Share it with them. Be that person. You are the one that's going to help them to get unstuck, to move forward faster. They are going to be super thankful to you for caring enough about them to share the episode. And while you're doing that, make sure you give them a call. Make sure you talk to them. What'd you think about the episode? Let's talk about it. Move from theory to practice, because I'm going to be here preparing for the next episode, because I want to be able to also contribute to you, help you. And I also want to say thank you very, very much. Today's episode is sponsored by Billy Keels Advisory Services. If you want to learn more about how to make your 99 optional, just go to makeitoptional.com. Once again, that's makeitoptional.com.